Hello. So for this week's blog post, I'm doing my DA pitch review comments. I read over two. I read over Steven and Lou's DA pitches, and I thought they were both super interesting. I really like what they're about. Super Smash Bros. Is a game I play a lot. That's what Steven's about, and Lou's is about like differences in storytelling in games and how that affects gameplay, which I really like. I think that's a super creative one, and I think that could turn out very successful. So for my video this week, I was just going to read over the comments, and then on my blog, I'll be talking about, why I left those comments and sort of just slightly more in depth about it. Okay, so for Steven, he did a blog about Super Smash Bros. I guess I'll give you a little rundown of what their blog or their pitch was about too. He's looking at Smash Bros. Melee, Smash Brawl, and the newest one, Smash Ultimate. And he's going to be looking at like the mechanics, so like gameplay, like stuff like that. He's going to look at the fan base, and then he's going to look at the playable characters, and he's going to kind of like draw connections between those three things in order to, analyze the games and then decide which one is the best. So I said I like this pitch because I think the three aspects you're looking at will provide a complete analysis of the games, and because I like Smash Bros. I believe these three elements connect very well, so you should be able to make a compelling YouTube video. Though I noticed how you connected the player fan base with the other two aspects, but you didn't draw connections between game mechanics and playable characters. I also noticed that you didn't note any plan or schedule for making a YouTube video. I'm sure you have ideas for these things, but I just noticed that they weren't in the pitch. Lastly, and most importantly, I'm confused about how you will rank these games. Will it be by personal opinion or based on what the fan base thinks? Will you rank the games completely or just certain aspects of them? I don't think they necessarily need to be ranked, but I do agree it adds a cool element to the DA. I think any way you decided to rank them is fine, but I think I think you should talk about your system for ranking the games in the beginning of your video. Good luck. And then Luz was talking about different video games and kind of how they tell story. And I think that the video games they were looking at was like Overwatch, which kind of has like sort of an optional story, like lore behind it. And then they had The Last of Us, which is like a pretty straightforward story game. And then there was something else, but I don't exactly remember what it was, but I think it was like one of the ones where you can kind of change the story as you go along. So I said, I think this DA pitch is super interesting. The story of a game definitely impacts me personally as I play games with a bad story. It can really be a turnoff. I think the variety of stories you have chosen is very cool. A changeable story, a hidden story, and a very narrative story will provide interesting case studies. I'm curious as to what aspects of these stories you will be looking at specifically, as well as how you will find out the way the story affects players' experiences. Super cool idea, and I think it will turn out great. I think connecting two of your skill sets for this project will make it very successful. All right, let's run that on along. Thank you.